How are you all doing today? I'm Isaac Travis and you're watching IT Creations. Today we are going to be working on my 1987 Corvette. We are going to be replacing all 8 fuel injectors in this car. Make sure you go back and watch my past videos. We got a lot of exciting videos with this car. This thing lit itself on fire and that was pretty crazy. But let's get to working on this car and get to replacing all 8 fuel injectors. First thing you're going to have to do is unhook the air filter. Now we're going to have to take the plenum off. You're going to need a T40 Torx bit, and you're going to take out all those bolts right in there and on the other side. And then we are going to see if we have to unhook these cables and any other hoses that are hooked to it. You're going to have to take them off as well. The bolts out of the plenum, and I got the throttle cables all unhooked, and I unhooked the coolant lines right there. I took off a lot of these air lines, and now I gotta take off a little sensor under there and this coolant line here, and I already unhooked those sensors and those coolant lines over there. I already unhooked the air line that goes down to the brake cylinder over there. So let me take that all off and we can get this plenum out of the way. The next thing to do is to start unhooking the fuel rails, and then we can pull these injectors out. What we are going to do is we're going to unhook a fuel line right there, and we're going to unhook these fuel lines right there and right there, and we are going to unplug all these injectors. So just like that, then undo all 8, and then I'll show you what to do from there. Loosen this thing up right here, and to do that we're gonna have to use that hex bit and remove all the hex bolts out. There's this one right here, and it is kind of a pain to get to. You're gonna have to remove this sensor right here, this one of these air lines hooked to it, and to remove that you're gonna have to remove that bolt there, and then you can get to that hex bolt. Okay, I got it unbolted, so now I can get to that hex bolt, and a little bit of coolant is gonna come out right there. So let me loosen that up. Getting this thing off is pretty hard to get to. These 2 bolts right there and right there, I ended up having to get a super long extension and putting a little swivel on the end of my extension to be able to reach those. I finally got the fuel rail taken off, and look how gross these injectors look. They just are all gummed up in there. But I had to just completely take the top of this motor apart to get that thing out. And I took that weird thing out of the middle, so I didn't have to take this whole side off. I just had to loosen it. But let's clean this thing off and put my new injectors on it and put everything back together. I brought my fuel rail in the house, and we are going to be pulling off all these injectors. There is little clips on the bottom of each one you're gonna have to pop up and pull out, and then when we go to put in the new injectors, we are going to oil up these washers on the bottom of them with a little bit of Lucas cleaner. This is my last injector. How you get these things off, this is a little pin. All you gotta do is just take it, push it like that. Then this injector, it's got some wiggle and pulls right out. We're gonna have to reuse these little clips right here on the new injectors. I went ahead and took my fuel pressure regulator off and blew everything out with the air compressor. Blew out all these holes. There was some stuff in there, some dirt and different things I blew out. And I put that fuel pressure regulator back on. Now we are going to put all the new fuel injectors on this fuel rail. I got all 8 new injectors hooked to the fuel rail. Now I'm going to go out there and get everything ready to put these back in. Okay, I got everything all hooked up and everything is ready to go. So I'm gonna hop in and start it and see how it goes.
Sounds good.
Okay, we got all 8 fuel injectors changed in this car and it is running so good. It is idling perfectly and it has about twice as much power. This thing is running so good. And I already went ahead and fixed the floor pan in this car. I didn't make any video of that because it was kind of boring and didn't want to see that. It was boring. But I got this car working good now. It is running great. So that's how to change all 8 fuel injectors in a C4 Corvette. I hope this video helps you out, and make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.